Are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be sexually assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank it once at the MDC, and that was thwarted. And it happens in prison. I mean, you and I could tick off how many times we are aware of somebody getting seriously injured or killed in prison. And so they're going to have to keep him somewhere that they can keep an eye on him. It would have obviously been better if he had gotten less time and had been at a camp, but he's going to be in a facility where somebody's going to have to, from the BOP, and I think they're well equipped to do it if they can, to keep an eye on him because he is a target.
The room goes quiet the moment the clip starts playing. No music, no flashy intro, just a shaky video, low sound, and a voice that doesn't sound like the man people think they know. This isn't the confident mogul barking orders. This isn't the polished icon surrounded by security and yes men. This voice sounds tired, strained.
Diddy had said in the documentary, he had said, I'm doing what God told me to do.
Yeah.
So he was basically saying his actions were ordained by our Father. And that kind of basically over law and man gave him the okay to do technically what he felt was right.
And
with
yet
the shirt,
God said no.
Yeah, right. So with the shirt itself, God said no. Do you feel like after, because this, of course, that video was made prior to his, the verdict and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he himself would be on the same thought process that, God is still telling him to, do as he is, do as he moves? Of course, God is telling everyone to do it, but for him to be able to have that same conviction on that video, do you think he'll be on the same motion as of now?
Well, see, that's the thing. It all depends on who you call God. I know some little weirdo who's on the cover of Forbes for, being a faithful servant to the God that he serves. He calls himself a God. I know plenty of people that say the word God, but just because you say the word God doesn't mean we're all serving the same entity. The question is who's serving the right God?
Hey,
that's the real question. I've been having conversations about this very interesting, back tattoo, which is an abomination in itself. Zole Dantor, I was just talking to everyone about how he pretty much turned it into a demonic symbol, and he's been pimping that whole thing because for those who know the Orishas, that particular Orisha is supposed to be the protector of women and children.
Wow.
Why would someone like him have that tattoo on his?
Almost scared. And as the tape spreads across social media, people are asking the same question in disbelief. How did it ever get to this?
If anybody's paying attention to the fact that almost every Diddy documentary that's out, he's in it.
He is. He wasn't in this one though.
Huh? Oh no, he was in this one.
Oh, he was. You're correct. You are correct. He was
in this one. He was sitting there smiling with a shit-eating grin, while Diddy is sitting there telling him that he is the gold standard of Black excellence and how he's writing the price point for our people. And he's just so happy to be there and listen to this demon run his face when he knows exactly what's going on. And it's really wild because I was listening not long, actually during the trial, he did a whole video calling me a liar and telling people why they shouldn't believe me. And he uses the same style of disinformation. It's like very interesting. Like he's got a style when he's doing his disinformation, when he's trying to get people to unbelieve what they saw with their...
Because not long ago, Diddy was untouchable, a symbol of power, a man who controlled rooms just by walking into them. Now, there he is, locked behind walls that don't care about fame, money, or past success. And in that tape, whether people want to admit it or not, you can hear something cracking, a sense of urgency, a plea that doesn't sound scripted. It sounds real.
Jimmy Henchman? Jimmy Henchman,
Yeah,
yes.
he was bringing up Jimmy Henchman and all of this and all of that. And it's so funny because everything that he's saying is true, except for he left out one key part. Jimmy the Henchman did plenty of business with Diddy. Not just Diddy. I can think of a couple other rappers he did some dirty work for as well. And it's just so funny that he decided to start off by saying, oh, see, this was wrong. And they tried to get you to believe this and they tried to get you to believe that, except for that connecting part. And then the simple fact that you have Keefe D saying that he was contracted to handle up. So clearly, we're talking about the kind of situations where someone is using someone by proxy to handle their business for them. Now, of course, all of this is alleged. Keefe D, it's really strange. Keefe D, I'll never forget because I went out to Vegas to cover his trial. I had a press pass. I was going to be in there the whole 9 yards, but they kept pushing everything back and pushing everything back. And then he got attacked just like Tory Lanez did, and everything went all to hell. Isn't it wild that he's been in there since 2023 and we're still waiting for his trial to come up in 2026? Puff didn't get pinched until a year after him and managed to get to trial and get through trial and get sentenced and get to serving his time before Keefe D. Keefe D is since 2023.
Yeah, he must not have the right to a speedy. They must have skipped that part.
Right to a speedy trial. I remember when I first got out there and he couldn't get a paid lawyer to represent him. He was dealing with a public defender. I rode in the elevator with a public defender twice. And he had money. Nobody would take his case.
Wow.
The word literally went out into the street to not take his case, to leave him in their hands.
What nobody expected was how fast the public reaction would shift. Some laughed, some felt uncomfortable. Others went silent, like they were watching something they weren't supposed to see. Because when someone who spent decades in control suddenly asks for help, it forces people to confront a hard truth.
This documentary, if you didn't hate Diddy, it will make sure that you do. What I hate about it is how sanitized it is. And that's what I've been saying all along. It's sanitized. It's set up to make it seem like Diddy is the only bad guy, when it's keeping out a lot of other people that were involved, who had their hands involved in all kinds of things, which also makes it vulnerable for people to go after it. Like I said, it's very clever. It's very, very, very clever.
Now,
It's just enough to make you hate the whole situation, but there's just enough misplaced and put in the wrong situation, and this added here, and this boom, 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 the boom, 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 the boom, 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 for you to be able to still have reasonable doubt on whether or not any of this stuff is real. Yeah.
Would you call the documentary educational, informational, entertaining? What would you say this documentary?
Gaslighting. And it's sad because there's a lot of stuff in there that's true, but there's enough left out to create doubt. And that's the same thing that happened with the trial. Actually, with the trial, it was a lot worse, because with the trial, there was just a lot of stuff left out. There was more stuff in this documentary that was in the trial. Half of the stuff in this documentary should have been presented at the trial. Can you imagine if they had had any testimony from Little Rod and the footage that he had from that incident, that firearm incident where the guy G was damn near mortally wounded and was losing his life, and the footage that he had from that. Can you imagine if that had been shown to the jury?
Power doesn't protect you forever, and once it's gone, the fall can be brutal.
Now that he was going to be doing this documentary before the arrest, which is kind of interesting when you think about it, because the footage that he used, that he featured in this documentary, happened after he announced he was going to be doing the documentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
How lucky was that? What a find.
So
What a find that was. Like, let's think about that. He announced he was going to be doing the documentary December 2023 with Netflix. And the star footage that you use to get people to re-upload or resubscribe to Netflix, to make this the number one in their TV shows division for almost 2 weeks straight. Beating out Stranger Things. How much stranger is that?
I'm not backing.
This footage didn't even exist when you said you were going to be doing this documentary. So we've got a videographer, a road videographer that has this very, very, very explosive, very explosive footage of him literally sitting on camera, planning how to go after survivors, how to poison the jury pool, how to fix his trial in advance before he's even arrested. I mean, like, is anybody not forgetting when Mark Agnafilo was sitting there talking to the sons in the hallway, and they're sitting there filming, and he's sitting up there, yeah, well, see, what we gotta do is we gotta go and we gotta put counter suits on all of these people. We have to create lawsuits.
To understand why this tape hit so hard, you have to go back to who Diddy was before all of this. Before the lawsuits, before the headlines, before his name started carrying more weight than admiration. Sean Combs built an empire on confidence and connection. He wasn't just an artist or producer, he was a presence, someone who made others feel like being close to him meant access to a dream. He came up in a time when hustle wasn't a slogan, it was survival. Grinding through the industry, pushing boundaries, making himself impossible to ignore. And it worked. He turned talent into brands, moments into money, and loyalty into leverage.
He did, man. He got everybody going, man. He's getting a lot of backlash, man. Like, people are like mad at 50 for getting behind this thing.
Well, see, the thing about it is that people are out there rabbit mind, and they gonna sit up here and they gonna say some stuff like, they try to make it up like, it's because of a girl, it's because of a woman. A man that can have any woman in the damn world, you understand, go any parts of the world, find beautiful women all over the world, that's willing to do whatever he wants to. I'ma be mad because this dude got this one? Nah, it's bigger and it's more than that. They don't wanna say it. A lot of these cats out here don't wanna tell the truth behind shit. You out of here, try to stop you from eating and everything like that. Diddy was a part of that too. He was a part of that. Because he was telling the executives and people, don't mess with him. Just picture this, bro. He knew he could write. He knew 50 had talent. You understand? Why 50 ain't get a deal in New York City?
Facts, yeah. They had him blackballed. I mean, I think even Irv Gotti talked about it in an interview that he blackballed him.
Right, but hold up, it ain't only Irv Gotti, because Puff had a voice just as much, or probably more than Irv. If Puff would have said, yo, I'm gonna sign this kid, who's gonna stop him? Why he didn't sign him? He wrote some of his best lyrics. You understand? Let's get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the whole thing about it is, man, and now these dudes out here want to portray like I supposed to love my enemy. Man, I don't turn the cheek, all that shit like that, no Diddy. I don't turn the cheek, I don't fuck around like that. But the whole thing about it is, if in fact somebody gonna pay me to get at my enemy, and I'm gonna get a piece of that PC.
People followed him because he seemed to know where things were going before anyone else did.
I think that he just really is into sex. He like recording girls, and then him getting with 50 Cent's baby mother was definitely like a power move.
Oh yeah.
And then he records, so he keeps these recordings. So what I was thinking is like, what if he can be on some shit like, if he really want to get at it, like, look at your baby mama fucking on these dudes,
Right,
like
getting s***ed out.
Yeah, getting slipped out, like to really piss him off. Like maybe I feel like sometimes, I feel like he uses the recordings for leverage, so low key.
Yeah, because I've been around Diddy before. I've been at parties with him. There's no shortage of women that are approaching him,
Mm-hmm.
right? So out of all the billions of women in the world, you pick the baby mother of someone who doesn't like you.
Right.
And do you feel that this was like him doing that on purpose to get back at 50?
Definitely. It was definitely like a revenge or beef type thing to get with his baby mother.
But that same drive also built a reputation. Stories started circulating years ago about control, about power plays, about relationships that felt one-sided.
Yeah, they said they told me how they met and it was like,
How did they meet?
they said they met at a party through a friend or something like that. But I mean, I guess that's Hollywood though. Hollywood, everybody know each other pretty much. But still though, you know that she knew who he was. She knew that her baby father didn't like him, and she didn't like him either. So I'm sure she got with him for a reason.
Oh, so she was doing it too.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
they were
so,
both
too.
doing it.
They
Oh, I
both
didn't even think
like
about
the
it that
dude,
way.
So
Yeah, that's a good
they
point.
just clicked up. And like he informed me, like he had multiple girlfriends. So of course she wasn't his only girl. Like he would see her maybe a couple after a couple months, every couple months.
Well,
he would
that's just
see her.
with you though. That's just with you.
Nah, he would like literally see her every couple months.
Oh, he told you that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
Because Don the Dealer was the first like threesome they had.
Uh-huh.
So, and he was meeting up with him on a regular basis. He even mentioned after his houses were raided, he went to like the Miami mansion and met up with them again. They were talking about it.
I ain't never been to the Miami mansion or nothing. I used to go to different hotels and stuff, but we've met in Miami at hotels and whatnot.
Well, you guys never discussed price, but at the end you did get paid.
Yeah.
At first, they were whispers, then interviews, then old footage resurfacing, moments people ignored back then but couldn't unsee later. Still, for a long time, none of it stuck. His status protected him, his connections shielded him, and the machine kept moving.
It was about the cum shots. Like, it was definitely about the cum shots. One time, it was like, I give you 2 bands more if you do another cum shot. So, it's definitely about the cum shot.
Okay. And these sessions would last like 12 hours?
Yeah, minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
What was the longest you went?
I mean, it usually was go from night to morning to the afternoon. I mean, I say like 16 hours. It's just like a night to day thing, night to day. So, yeah.
Okay, well, most human beings can't have a session like that for 16 hours.
With
Sober.
a little break in between.
Well, sober.
Yeah.
And you would show up and they'd be geeked up.
Sometime. I mean, they would. It depends on what night it was. Like I could tell when they were more geeked up than other nights, and but they were always on some type of something.
Right. And there'd be a tray of drugs in the room.
Yeah, they party hard.
Behind the scenes, though, cracks were forming. Relationships strained. Former allies grew distant. People who once defended him stopped speaking altogether. And slowly, the narrative began to change. Not overnight, not all at once, but enough that when the legal storm finally hit, there was no crowd rushing to stand in front of him. That's what makes this moment so jarring, because prison doesn't care who you used to be.
He would be offering me like honey packs and like different dick pills, and sometimes he would offer me a pill and she would be like, nah, don't do that. Like most of the time she didn't want me to do no drugs. I think she was kind of like protecting me from doing drugs. But I don't know what the hell they had. I mean, I seen the pills. I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I seen pink and different pills. And I don't know. And they had like juice, some juice, probably Molly water or something. I don't know.
Well, this one time you went to go smoke some weed.
Oh, well, yeah. The joints always tasted funny. The joints always tasted like, I don't know, it tasted like the synthetic type. Like, I know good weed. I be in LA all the time, so I know good weed, but that wasn't no regular stuff that I was hitting. But I used to smoke them just because it was there. And it was like, but no.
It doesn't recognize awards or bank accounts. Inside those walls, everyone is reduced to the same thing. And according to people familiar with situations like this, that kind of environment hits hard when you've spent your life controlling outcomes.
You were exploited.
Do I feel like I was exploited? A bit, yeah.
Yeah? How so?
I mean, I feel like the love in it was I mean, cause we really was very close. Like I felt like we was real, like having real deep conversations and cried in front of them and
you cried in front of them?
Yeah, I cried. And I was embarrassed to say I was up at the time. I ain't gonna lie, we was drinking De Leon and
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it was kind of like I was close to it, I thought, you know, but it kind of felt like fake love like after a while. But it's just I don't feel like I was I did everything I wanted to. I got paid for it, but I feel like it could have been it could have been smoother. It could have been things it could have been more, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a better opportunity, I feel like. And the way we used to talk, I mean, I wanted to do other business things instead of just, you know, being somebody they hired to fuck. So yeah, I feel like it was a bit of exploitation, and then her acting like she my girlfriend or actually care about me, and it's like, yeah, it's exploiting. Like.
Then came the tape. The audio isn't polished, it doesn't feel planned, and that's exactly why it spread so fast. In it, Diddy sounds like a man trying to hold on to something slipping through his fingers. He talks about being misunderstood, about feeling isolated, about needing support. At one point, his voice reportedly shakes just enough that listeners felt it. Not sympathy necessarily, but shock. But here's the twist. The tape didn't just expose vulnerability, it exposed fear. Fear of being forgotten, fear of being left alone, fear that the people who once needed him don't need him anymore.
Say Diddy gets out in a few years and he calls you up and wants to do another freak off. What would you do? And he'll double the money this time because of inflation.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Because those freak offs got you caught up in a lot of stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
And that kind of fear doesn't stay hidden, no matter how hard you try to bury it. What nobody expected was how quickly insiders began speaking up after the tape leaked. Former associates hinted that prison stripped away his ability to manage the narrative. No PR team, no damage control, just raw emotion echoing in a place where weakness can be dangerous. And that's where things get complicated.
I want to say that 50 Cent did the whole documentary. He was responsible for doing the whole documentary, what goes in there and what goes out of there. No, I don't believe that. And I don't believe that he's responsible for everything that goes in there. I don't believe he's responsible for everything that goes out of there. Guys want to say that he's snitching, you know what I'm saying, because he's telling his truth about what went down and what he saw or what he heard or whatever like that. I don't know how to love my enemy. And if I gotta put out the truth about something that he was doing and is wrong, and that was wrong, I don't have no problem with that, 50. Not a problem at all. Keep doing it. Maybe enough men come out and speak out on some bullshit.
Because in environments like that, vulnerability isn't always met with compassion. Sometimes it becomes a target. And according to legal analysts, high-profile inmates often feel pressure not just from the system, but from other inmates who see fame as opportunity. That reality adds another layer to why that plea sounded so desperate. But the tape also reopened old wounds. People who felt wronged in the past saw it as karma. Others questioned whether this was genuine or another attempt to manipulate perception. And then there were those who stayed quiet, possibly recognizing that watching someone fall like this feels unsettling, no matter how you feel about them. What's undeniable is that this tape changed the conversation. Before, people talked about allegations and investigations. Now they're talking about survival, about mental pressure, about what happens when someone who built everything on control loses it completely. Sources close to the situation claim that Diddy has been struggling with the lack of communication from the outside. Calls unanswered, messages delayed, familiar names no longer showing up. That silence can be louder than any accusation. And for someone who thrived on constant motion, that stillness becomes torture. He's reportedly realizing that influence doesn't travel through prison walls the way it travels through boardrooms. Favors don't move the same. Promises don't hold the same weight. And when you can't pick up a phone and fix things, reality hits harder than any headline ever could. The emotional toll is visible in that tape, not just in what he says, but in how he says it. There's a pause that lingers too long, a breath that sounds heavy, almost like he's choosing his words carefully, knowing every sentence could be his last chance to reach someone willing to listen. And yet, the response from the public remains divided. Some believe this is the first honest moment we've ever seen from him. Others believe it's too late, that accountability doesn't start when consequences arrive. And then there are those who believe the truth sits somewhere uncomfortable in the middle. Families of people connected to past controversies have reportedly been deeply affected by the tape. For them, hearing his voice triggered memories they've tried to move past, careers that stalled, trust that broke, relationships that never recovered. The tape didn't bring closure, it reopened wounds. What makes this moment so heavy is that it isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about how power works, about how long people can hide behind influence before the walls close in, and about what happens when someone who shaped culture becomes a cautionary tale instead. As days passed, discussions shifted from the tape itself to what it represents. A fall from a height so high that the impact echoes everywhere. Young artists are watching, industry executives are paying attention, and families are having conversations they avoided for years. Because no matter how you spin it, this is a reminder that fame doesn't erase accountability, money doesn't cancel consequences, and silence from former allies speaks volumes. In the end, that tape isn't shocking because it exists. It's shocking because of what it reveals. A man alone with his thoughts, a voice stripped of authority, a legacy hanging in the balance, and a plea that may or may not be answered. The most haunting part isn't the words, it's the realization that this moment was always possible, that behind every empire built on control lies the risk of collapse, And when that collapse happens, there's nowhere left to hide. As the clip continues to circulate, one thing becomes clear. This story isn't over, not even close, and whatever comes next will force everyone watching to ask themselves a hard question. When the lights go out and the doors close, who's really there for you? Because in that quiet space, stripped of image and power, all that's left is the truth. And sometimes the truth is the loudest thing of all. And when the noise finally fades, what's left is a silence that feels heavier than any headline. No flashing cameras, no cheering crowds, just time to sit with choices that can't be undone. That viral tape didn't just expose a man behind bars, it exposed how quickly the world moves on when power disappears. One moment you're surrounded by loyalty, the next you're wondering who's still listening. This moment forces a hard conversation, not just about fame, but about accountability, about the cost of building an empire without checking the damage left behind. Because when everything is stripped away, excuses don't matter anymore, only truth does. Some will see this as a fall from grace, others will call it karma, but no matter where you stand, one thing is clear. This is the part of the story where the mask comes off, where image can't save you, where the past finally catches up. And as that tape continues to spread, it leaves us with one question that refuses to go away. When the power is gone, when the doors are locked, and when the applause is silent, who are you really?